Our reactions from those involved in North Dakota politics began coming in after the news broke. Merrill Pepcorn, state senator who's running for North Dakota governor as a Democrat, said in part, Walz is a down-to-earth, regular guy who is smart and has made Minnesota an even better place to live under his leadership. He's shown the country how it can be done. Former North Dakota Democratic U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp posted on social media calling Walz a champion for rural communities and knows that you shouldn't have to leave home to get an education, receive care, or make a living. Democratic U.S. Senate candidate Katrina Christensen posted this on X. Rural America will never be forgotten with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz on the Democratic ticket. Shout out to my fellow Midwesterner on your selection, and let's bring it home this November. Now, on the other side of the aisle, Senator Kevin Cramer, who Christensen is challenging for the seat, didn't mince words on social media, saying Harris has doubled down on weird with this choice, unless Minnesota really is in play. Perhaps together, the two of them can let every city in America burn to the ground after closing businesses and requiring vaccines. I like Republican chances this year. Julie Fedorchak, North Dakota Public Service Commissioner and Republican candidate for North Dakota's U.S. House seat, also criticized the pick, calling it more of the same failed policies that have Americans suffering under inflated prices for everything and a country and world in turmoil. Certainly a lot we're going to be following in the coming months.